through the trees. Wrong turn, go deeper into reservation, end up in dead end with 6 tin houses, weird mechanical hum in the air. Probably just a ranger post or poor engine housing, but everyone's still on edge. Trying to get back on main road, on road going along shore, can see some stuff thanks to moon. See some guys walking through the tide pools, probably abalone hunting. At night though, driver slows down out of curiosity. Get a good look at 'em, they're scaly with big white eyes. Welcome to insmouth.png. Nope out. No way dude. I've seen shit like this, where you over by the Olympic Park. Backpacking, with like 5 to 6 other people from this camp I went to a couple weeks out of the summer, see more if you're interested. Up in Olympic National Park, had been hiking along the beach for like 3 days. Having a lot of fun, just hanging out, shooting the shit, etc. One day we decide to take a rest on this little outcrop next to beach. There's these big flat stones poking out of the ground that make nice sunbeds and the trees make good cover. Decide to walk around a bit instead of napping, find some cool petroglyphs left by natives from the area. Later, set up camp, have dinner, etc. Up on this big cliff that overlooks the ocean, from the beach. Lovely spot. Night falls, perfectly clear. Moon is full and brighter than I've ever seen, thousands of stars in the sky. Head to bed. Wake up in the night 'cause I hear rocks banging, wake up friend and walk over to the nearby bushes that look out over the cliff. WTF.net. Human-looking figures on the beach, maybe 3 or 4, walking around, banging rocks every now and then. One of them turns. Eyes the size of my fist, bulging out of head. Scales shining in the moonlight. Suddenly, they all snap their heads towards the bushes we are in. Deathly silent, not even breathing. They all turn and just walk straight into the ocean. Wait probably an hour, barely able to breathe, not talking or moving. They never come back out. One of the scariest things I've ever seen. I honestly didn't think anything like that existed, but fuck, it was right there. I had something similar happen to me when I was younger. Be 13 to 14, get in fight with stepdad, decide I'm running away. Pack my shit up, grab the 300 I had saved, get my knife and wait for the rents to fall asleep before I leave. Walk for about 2 hours in the pitch black country roads. Getting pretty spooked out, really tired and regretting my rash decision. Suddenly, the sky lights up orange-red, like it's on fire. This lasts for maybe 20-25 minutes. Suddenly what looks like a comet tears out of the woods next to me and rockets through the sky. Huge bang that knocks me on my ass. Nope the fuck out, run to the last gas station I saw that's about a mile back, call mom to pick me up. I haven't told anyone about that before, it was insane. I'll start one which isn't creepy, but it was a bit spooky for me. 1999. Driving from a town called Parabertu to Wittanum, Google it, in a pitch black night. Turn onto the final road, which is a 40 kilometers straight line from a roadhouse to the town. Off in the distance in the direction I'm driving there's a red glow. As I get closer, it becomes clear that the town is nearly completely surrounded by a bushfire. Great Southern Land is playing on the radio, as I drive past hills on fire and into what is a ghost town, with only 1 or 2 residents. Here's another. Last year in the middle of winter, about 1 a.m. Driving the long route home after getting petrol, which is a 5 kilometers drive due to how windy it is. This road is popular for people to drive fast along and street races, but it has a 50 feet drop to the river along most of it, and people have been known to go off the road into the river and died. Going along doing 60 kilometers per hour, it's a 50 kilometers per hour road, when I turn a corner and suddenly hit thick fog for 20 meters. As soon as I enter it, a car flew past me in the oncoming traffic lane doing 80 kilometers per hour. Shitting bricks, since the whole thing was unexpected, and that car was going fucking fast. As I clear the fog, I see the car go around the next turn. When I finally enter the turn, I cannot see the other car anymore or any other lights. I told a friend who lives a block away about this, and he has experienced that exact same thing while driving along this road. As a bonus, this happened 3 weeks ago. Driving home at 4 a.m. Streets are completely deserted, as you'd expect at this time. Stop at a set of traffic lights because I don't feel like being picked up for going through red lights. Not really paying attention, just sort of looking aimlessly around outside. Notice to my left, standing on the corner, a dark shape. It's a guy in a full ghillie suit holding what looks like a rifle, spoiler, which are very illegal here / spoiler. The position of his body makes me think he was looking at me. Lights go green and I floor it without looking back. You see the weirdest shit at night. Not entirely paranormal, but it scared the shit out of me. Driving home from GF's one night in high school. Around 2 a.m. because I fell asleep at her place. Tired as fuck, I turn into my mom's neighborhood. Driving past Mexican family's house whose kids are always fucking around in the street. Start to nod off when suddenly the figure of a person shows up right in front of my car. Immediately slam on my brakes and swerve to the right. I don't think I've ever been that scared before. I thought I was about to hit and possibly kill a kid. To this day I still yell at those dumbass kids when they decide to play in the street. Guess I'll post another one. Be me. Live down shady back road like 5 miles out of Roy, WA. Shit scare you yo.gif. That road's all sorts of weird. Drive down it every morning real early, like 0500 early. Always dark. One morning, car pulls unexpectedly out of side road. Brake hard to not hit. Car speeds up, goes over a hill. I'm like 2 seconds behind. Come over hill. Car's gone. Slow down, looking down side roads. No lights, no car. Nope. SWF. Hightail it to main highway. Shit like that happened at least 6 times before I moved to uni. I know those roads, there weren't any places that car could have gone. Okay, story time. My dad is from a very by-the-books Irish/Italian family. My noni religious yet accepting people I have ever known, God rest her soul. She lives in one of those early 70s split-level homes, you know, the ones with the front door is raised, and there's stairs leading to an upper floor that has the kitchen, living room, and bedrooms, and lower floor, which is a large space, an extra bedroom, and the garage. Now for green text story number 1. Late 70s. Uncle, Dad's brother, is one of those guys that's super popular and fits in with everyone. Ends up trying D&D because fuck you, why not? Comes home late, like 2 in the morning. Walks upstairs, about to walk down hall to bedroom when suddenly, hall is pitch black. Uncle swears temp dropped by 30 degrees. Blackness moves towards him. He leaps out of the house and drives to a buddy's house. When he told my dad and noni about it, she simply said, "Well, it's your own fault. You summoned those damn spirits with that weird game." We briefly lived with her after my immediate family moved back to WA from Michigan. I have always had strange vibes in that house. Such as Creepy feelings in dining room when looking at fine china. Ceiling artistic speckle stuff seems to swirl and move. Mirror at the end of the hallway is super unnerving. Lower level feels like a prison and you're being watched. Storage attic in lower level feels like there's someone there. That fucking house. I'm a mild skeptic. I mean, I spook easily, but I've never had a direct encounter, but there was something in that house. I'm sad my noni is dead, but man, I'm glad I never have to go there again. I'm gonna continue this. Interestingly enough, my uncle, who now lives in Bellevue/Seattle, works for $. Shit is so cash. He demolished his old house up there and rebuilt it from scratch. Has this pseudo-Mexicana style adobe house now. He only has one kid, and even though the kid is spoiled up the ass, he turned into a humble, kind-hearted guy. I went up to Seattle with a friend of mine for a marathon run, and we stayed with him. We arrived to my uncle's house late at night, and we meet my cousin. He gives us a tour, and mentions that he sleeps in the entertainment room. What.jpg? Yeah, anon. There was a demon in there. I used to wake up with no energy, I had scratches all over me. Go on. We had to call a priest and we blessed the room and all, but I'm still afraid to sleep in there. Bertstare.jpg. My buddy, who's agnostic/atheist, immediately calls the guest room, and I'm stuck with my cousin's freshly cleansed demon room. I slept soundly, but I always find that it's an interesting connection. My uncle having an encounter, and then his son. I have a driving story that my dad told me once if anyone's interested. Fuck it, I'll write it up in my next post. So, my dad's lived in a few unique places, such as Shreveport, Louisiana, where his family's chimney was struck by lightning, and South Dakota, which is where his first post-college job was. Dad works for engineering company in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, South Dakota. Shit pay. Right around the time he starts seeing my mom, knew each other in HS, never thought about it, got together after HS. Mom is getting dental hygiene degree back in the Cove. Dad's driving from South Dakota. Takes route through the northeast tip of Wyoming. Country road, tall grass on both sides. Dad has Mustang at the time because fuck you, he loves cars. Sees stopped car by the edge of the road. Couple trying to wave him down, he starts slowing down a good 50 meters behind them. Suddenly sees people in the tall grass starting to come out. He freaks the fuck out and guns it down the road. Looks in rear view mirror and sees about 15 people come out of the grass. I've heard other people tell similar stories like this. Is this a common carjacking technique or cult thing? Yeah, it's not uncommon, just sort of low brow. Anyways, this happened when I was over in eastern Washington, visiting Purigan Lake for a summer trip. Driving around, had just got my license, so I just wanted to explore by myself. Crest a hill, see all the lands bare in front of me. Set up like this, forest, about 2 miles of fallow fields, more forest. Park, looking up at the stars, etc. Look into the field. That's weird.jpg. Big shape, on all fours, out in the middle of field.